embrace innovative volunteerism. Ah ouais, Zico. Rise up, rise up. You and me are the solution to this.
To this very important discussion today on innovative volunteerism. As we all know, consequently, it can be easy for people to fall victim to doomism, so overwhelmed by despair that they feel they should give up. But not let that happen. Apathy and inaction induced by the false belief that an impending apocalypse is inevitable are just as dangerous as science denial. And we cannot forget that there is a reason for hope. As long as there are people who are willing to leverage their passions to turn challenges into opportunities, we therefore need a new paradigm. Because let's face it, one critical aspect that remains missing in climate change discussion is human capital, which is required for the implementation of NDCs. That is the perspective we urgently need, a perspective that our youth needs to be at the center of climate action. Yes, African youth, as we know, are over 60% of the continent's population. They are Africa's powerhouse, and how they can become drivers of enterprise solutions, leveraging on climate action solutions is critical in implementing climate action ambition across Africa. We have developed an incubation approach called innovative volunteerism. Through this, we are structurally guiding and inspiring young people across the entire African continent to turn their passions into profits, to retool their skills and develop and decentralize climate action solutions to communities where simple climate action solutions are something of a holy grail. From turning waste to clean energy solutions of briquettes to simple climate action solutions of solar dryers, the young people are rolling up their sleeves and making a difference across communities in the continent. They are inventing new ways to cut carbon emissions and drive transformational climate action in communities. And data from what they are doing is informing and reforming policies for NDCs implementation. If they can do it, you can do it. Always remember that change doesn't start on a global scale. Start where you are with what you have. Innovative volunteerism is inspiring a mindset change across the continent. Today, you will hear from the Ebabosa innovative volunteerism actors leading some of these climate action solutions. They will give you insight into what gives them hope for the future and how they are creating that future using what they have, their skills. Hopefully, their answers will inspire you wherever you are to know that we have into opportunities and give more people a better life. That's the essence of innovative volunteerism.
My name is Steffi Maingi, an innovative volunteerism actor. We as youth have been trained how to retool our skills, and we have gained a number of skills. One of them being fabricating a solar dryer, is what you can see behind here. So today we are in Mwea, and we have fabricated a solar dryer, which is going to help farmers dry their rice, not only their rice, but bananas, cassava, maize, and other value chains. This is going to help them to cut on the post-harvest losses that they have been experiencing so far, and we are going to test out the dryer with them, train them how to use the dryer, and they can give us their feedback.
The dryer will benefit the community by they grow their produce there. The community will not lose their nutrients for the produce.
This and dryer will help me by drying rice, and I will dry maize and cassava. This community will be helped because they will be coming with rice and we will be drying here.
And what can you say to the youth that have brought this solar dryer here today?
To the youth who has brought this dryer here today, I would congratulate them and I will give a lot of thanks.
Actually, to the youth who have fabricated such a project, I wish to congratulate them a lot.
Steffi, you are an innovative volunteerism actor. It would be good to hear what actually inspired you. We've seen the work you are doing from the short clip. Please, can you tell us what inspired you to embrace innovative volunteerism?
Thank you very much for that question, Dr. Munang. What inspired me to engage in innovative volunteerism and still continue to engage in innovative volunteerism is purpose. Innovative volunteerism gives you purpose and direction. And on top of that, you're given structured guidance on how to create solutions. So I have kept on engaging in innovative volunteerism because right now I am doing things that not only benefit me, but also benefit the community as a whole. As we've seen from the video, we are getting feedback from people. So there's nothing more gratifying than hearing what you're doing is benefiting other people and they can see value in it. So that gave me purpose, knowing that I can use my skills to do something important, to turn challenges into opportunities. That is what has made me keep on engaging innovative volunteerism. So I've given my time, I've dedicated my skills, and it is very, very rewarding. And I will continue engaging in innovative volunteerism. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
My name is
Steffi.
David Uganda, and I'm the team leader of Ebakosa Uganda. What we are doing now, we are harvesting vegetables, and if you see these farmers, what they are doing, nakati, they were given nakati, eggplants, and also after mapping their challenges, they have seen their challenges. They've told us they have a challenge of markets. And we found out that whenever they sell these vegetables fresh, they find a challenge. They fetch little money from them, and yet they have put a lot of energy. Today we have brought a solar drive. This is Sugu women. And the farmers, we are going to train them how to add value on vegetables. The value I'm talking about is we are going to boil them, put them on the solar dryer. After putting them on the solar dryer, we are going to pack them. We are going to pound them and pack them for the supermarket for these people who are in town, who can't have small gardens to do agriculture. This is what the Bakasa is doing for these communities. You are reaching the rural women, supporting them this agriculture.
David, tell us what inspired you and how you are working with your team to drive innovative volunteerism in Uganda.
Richard, what inspired us mostly was seeing these mothers losing their vegetables, which they have been planting for quite a long time. So we made sure that we provide value addition trainings on the vegetables and other crops like cassava. So what it mostly inspired us to see that they come up with other climate action enterprises. For example, selling these vegetables, packing them, make sure that they get some income and they don't lose them on the garden menu. So most of them have been ripening on the plants in the garden, and they have been conducting subsistence agriculture. But now they have started doing commercial. They have started going commercial and getting money. They have started seeing that agriculture pays after adding value on their product. Another issue is the passion I had as an individual, seeing these rural people. We have been staying for a long time. We have never seen something like a solar dryer whereby we can keep our food for a long time when it's dry and it's 12% below moisture content recommended by Uganda National Bureau of Standards. So I made sure that with my team that we find these women, train them, make sure that they also set a pace for their society. So many people have been coming around, as you have seen in the video. They come around to see, what is this? Asking, this is a solar dryer, can I bring my food and add value on it and dry it using a solar dryer? And they have been coming. So this has been so interesting, and I would love many youth to come, and also the rural women are not seeing us, but I know we are representing them, and they have been doing quite good. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, David.
I am Deladem, an innovative volunteerism actor in Ghana under the UNEP Bafosa Innovative Volunteerism Initiative. I'm really excited and thankful for the structured guidance and inspiration I've received through this Bafosa Innovative Volunteerism Initiative towards finding my passion in driving climate action from a solution perspective. Through innovative volunteerism, together with my fellow innovative volunteerism actors in Ghana, we have retooled our skills diversely and aligned them to create an enterprise approach in delivering an urgent climate solution in Ghana. We're also working to ensure that Ghana's forests never again need to be cut down to provide charcoal, and are doing so by providing an alternative sustainable fuel, which is this briquettes we make. These are proven to be an excellent substitute to charcoal as they burn longer, hotter, and smoke far less to ensure we reduce indoor pollution. What we are doing here is responding to our community's need for clean, affordable cooking options while keeping the environment intact. By this solution, we are also responding to Ghana's policies, especially contributing to the implementation of Ghana's commitment to combat global climate change, popularly known as Ghana's Nationally Determined Contributions, NDCs. We are also operationalizing the policy on expanding clean cooking to avert deforestation, and by doing so, leveraging on what we have, which is us, our passion, our talent, and our skills and energy.
Deladem, tell us what inspired you and how you are driving innovative volunteerism in Ghana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Long. I'm very privileged to join you today. And joining innovative volunteerism was born out of a passion to see a change happen, like we all do in our communities, one way or the other. We see problems that need solutions. But from a solution perspective, I thought that, sitting down and complaining or thinking about the fact that I didn't have money to start anything was not a step to take. So being ready to be guided, I availed myself in diverse ways to be able to learn new things such that I will be able to contribute to the solutions that the society or the various communities need. So I came together with a team of young guys like myself, like-minded, very highly spirited young individuals. And then we came together and then we got trained on how to make fuel briquettes from agricultural waste. This is something that was new to me. To be honest, it was something that was new to me. And so when the prospect of being able to learn this and then turn it into a solutions, and in that case, an alternative for charcoal, which people had to cut down the trees, in an era where climate change is a big issue, I felt that it was one that we could take action in. So on the fundamentals or on the ideologies of selflessness, being ready to create a solution, we started putting together how to make fuel briquette from cassava peels, orange peels, potato peels, which are generally agricultural waste. And this, in a way, has made me realize that, starting or making an impact in any solution or in any community whatsoever, you do not need to have a huge amount of money to start with. And what you need to start with is the fact that you are ready to make a change, you are ready to be guided, and you are ready to make an impact with the little idea you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deladem. Now we'll move back to Uganda to hear from another innovative.
My name is Isaac Diamhachi, an innovative volunteerism actor from Uganda. I'm so grateful through a Bafosa innovative volunteerism, whereby I have learned the skill of turning waste into opportunities. So far, my skills have been retooled to turn waste into briquettes and biofertilizers. And here are the briquettes that we have made, and we are so grateful for the structural guidance and skilling we have gained from the Bafosa innovative volunteerism. We thank you so much.
Isaac, tell us briefly what inspired you and your team to engage in innovative volunteerism?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Doctor. And I'm privileged to be on this show to share some of the experiences we have got in as far as innovative volunteerism is concerned. The passion and the desire to see a change happen are the major drivers that made me join innovative volunteerism, because I like thinking outside the box. I want to see things happen. I like doing things differently, and this is the opportunity that innovative volunteerism brought to me, and I could not let it pass. Looking at the forest cover of Uganda, shrinking each and every other time, looking at people in Uganda cooking in smoking kitchens, looking at our mothers losing enormous tons of agricultural produce through different leakages, the major driving forces that made me join innovative volunteerism. To date, we have come up with different innovations, different things through the guidance of Costa. So, me with my team, effective cooking option. Those are briquettes recycled from agricultural waste here in Kampala. And again, I can proud quite effectively in the area where we have and that is a win because it enables us to reduce the number of trees cut for charcoal. So that is one of the things, and I look forward to bringing more and more as we share on this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Now we'll move back to Nigeria and bring on Simon Akikayo.
I'm the UNEP Bafosa Innovative Volunteerism Team Leader in Nigeria. I've been inspired by UNEP Bafosa Innovative Volunteerism, which helped me to avail myself and innovatively volunteer to learn new skills, to turn challenges into opportunities. And from this, I am focused on using lessons from the UN Environment Program and Environment Canada Waste NDC supported work in Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, which use the lessons to learn how to turn agricultural waste into fuel briquettes and biofertilizer in Nigeria. This has helped me and more than 11 other youths to retool our skills, and together with the team, we are driving climate action solutions in Nasarawa State, which is helping implement Nigeria NDCs in agriculture, forestry, and energy sector.
Simon, tell us what inspired you and how you are leveraging your passion to drive innovative volunteerism.
Thank you, Dr. Mona. My name is Simon Akikayo, innovative volunteerism actor here in Nigeria. So what really inspired me to, engage in innovative volunteerism is, turning challenges to opportunities, is looking to be solution-driven, especially in an era where climate change has been on the one of the foremost discussed topic, and the effect of climate change is evident everywhere around us. So I saw innovative volunteerism as a platform that would drive me, to turn these challenges into opportunities, from use of agricultural waste, turning it into briquettes, producing one of the first ecosystem-based adaptation food, that is EBA food in Nigeria, from creating our own organic fertilizers down to using it to cultivate cassava, to produce cassava flour from EBA produce using solar dryers. So the summary of this whole process has been solution-driven, availing myself, on a platform that will be guided to turn challenges into opportunities and find solutions rather than just, see the problems every day and talk about it. I have to go look for a solution that will also be an opportunity for me and other youths that are working with me. So this has been the inspiration, turning challenges to opportunity and be solution driven.
Indeed, indeed. And I would now bring on Isika Emmanuel to sum it up. What inspired him, just as you people have elucidated, and then I would deep dive into the real aspects that constitute the spirit of innovative volunteerism.
Hi everyone, I am Mr. Emmanuel, and today we are going to be talking about innovative volunteerism. What do you understand by the word innovative volunteerism? First, it is a good one to lay this foundation. The United Nations said, climate action is the world's biggest threat. What does this mean? Going back to what innovative volunteerism means, innovative volunteerism is using skills to solve, to provide solutions to the world's biggest problem, which is climate action. It requires skillful individuals coming together, bringing in their problem-solving aptitude and knowledge to tackle the world's biggest solution.
Yes, Esika Emmanuel, innovative volunteerism, as you've eloquently said, is a tool to turn challenges to opportunities. Please tell us why you embrace it.
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm excited to be here. Hi, everyone. I am Emmanuel Isika from Nigeria, and I came across innovative volunteerism in the quest of solving problems. Yeah, because ability to transform your societal problems into solution is simply what innovative volunteerism is. So we call it a well-structured guidance. And through this, we've been able to tackle various problems in Nigeria and making solutions to help the farmers even go to the market faster. And this has been a great journey so far. So wherever you are, whoever you have the capacity to solve problems, and then this is why you should become an innovative volunteerism actor today. And once again, thank you, Ebafosa. Thank you, Dr. Richard, for the structured guidance. And we are loving it down there.
Thank you all for this chapeau that you've given, which actually simplifies the understanding of innovative volunteerism. It's about leveraging what you have, your skills, to do something that touches lives of many, especially in communities. Now, I would like to hear from all of you, and I will be starting off with Steffi. We see innovative volunteerism actions undertaken by youth like all of you have demonstrated and explained here today. But the attitude sometimes is that without money, nothing can be done. How can you explain this within the context of what you are doing? That money is just part of a means and it is not an end. And how you are leveraging the spirit of innovative volunteerism to debunk this myth.
Thank you very much for that question. This is one thing that you have mentioned a number of times, and I think all my fellow innovative volunteers are familiar with, that money does not bring ideas, but ideas bring money. So if you are going to wait for money to come so that you can start creating solutions, it's like waiting for manna from heaven. It's never going to come. So you need to start with what you have. You yourself, you are an asset. You are a labor force. Whatever skills you have also are assets. And what you need to do is start with the necessary skills that you had. While I was joining innovative volunteerism, I was fresh out of campus. I just graduated with a degree in marketing. But right now I am fabricating solar dryers. I am making briquettes. We are doing Eba foods as well. These are skills that I didn't know. but I took the time to retool my skills and made sure that right now I can even train other people. So if you say that you're going to wait for money, you're going to wait for something to come so that you act, that is a very wrong mindset. So youths out there watching us, you need to change your mindset. Start with whatever you have. Even if you feel like you don't have a skill, you have a God-given talent that you can use, whether it's your voice, whatever you have, start with that, because each and every challenge, whatever skill you have fits into solving that challenge with the skill that you have. So let us change our mindset and know that we have the capability to create change.
Let us change our mindsets and know that we have the capability of making change. Very, very important words. And Isaac, you have said that degrees are not eatable. We don't eat degrees. To what extent can you be able to further debunk this myth based on how you have leveraged innovative volunteerism? Because the good thing is that each and every one of you here today have a degree, from ICT to marketing to town planning, and you have humbled yourself to be able to just learn a skill and solve a
Doctor, it's frozen from my end.
Yes, Isaac, if you can hear me, please proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. Like you mentioned, degrees are not edible, and it's a create. So, give myself as an I have a bachelor's degree of forestry as a way of enhancing the few things to harness them into practical solutions. We advocate that we don't cut trees. Because I'm a forester, I say no cutting trees. But what is that alternative that we can give? If I don't cut trees, significant output. So that's where innovative can find myself being a practical through bringing in the practicalities of what we know. So a degree has really nothing to do in providing the real life solutions for the real life challenges people face. So that's where I also continue to be like fellow youth. Let us not look at, let us not expand, let us not grow wings. Saying I have a degree in this. Let us look at real life. Let us do things the way they should be done. Let us look at what our people pass through, and again, and then we are able to impact them using the knowledge, using the skills we have, and the passions and talents.
Using the skills we have to impact lives. Deladem, you have a team that you are working with. How did you convince your team to be part of this innovative volunteering? You guys just recently won an award for the good work that you have been doing. Tell us a little bit about it. Unmute yourself, Deladem.
Can you hear me? Sorry. So I always say this. Thank you very much, Dr. Munang, for the question. I always say this with very high shoulders, holding my shoulders up. I have a very unbelievable team, and these guys are so selfless. I mean, sometimes it takes a lot. They sacrifice so much to put in all the effort, the energy, to be even available, to have learned the skill from the beginning. And it is interesting to know that once the idea of creating an impact, of creating a solution, of turning something that would ordinarily not be seen as a solution was pitched to them. It was so easy. They came on board with so much excitement, with so much energy, and the energy keeps increasing from day one. And I always say that some of these guys are degree holders. Some of them have degree in community development, integrated studies, and the fact that they have availed themselves to be ready to be part of a solution driven initiative where young people are at the forefront is one of the reasons why I think that my team keeps going and going, like from strength to strength. And it is also important to note that we complement each other as young people. Like my colleagues have said earlier, one person is good and knows how to put together ideas or create things. One person knows how to, in a space of a few minutes, think innovatively about how we can carve a solution. So all these various dimensions, all this various diversity in the team makes what we do, very. It seems very simple, but behind the curtains of what goes on, it's just a group of young people who have said to themselves that yes, we are going to be part of a solutions process, and even if that solutions process doesn't require anything at all. It requires us, our skill, our availability. And if that is what we can provide, why not? So that has been the driving mechanism, the motivation to make a change and see that that change is affecting people and is putting a smile on their faces. Thank you very much.
Putting smiles in their faces, starting with what you have, as you rightly put it, Deladem, and your colleagues have also said so. But there is this dilemma that I think we need to face. The language is not always about what we can do with what we have. The language is that I do not have what I need to have to do what I need to do. So I would like to hear from you, David. It's the language of without money, I cannot do anything. How are you debunking this myth? Given that you are actually on the ground, like your colleagues are, and facing these challenges, how have you overcome them to ensure that innovative volunteerism become not just a word, but reality?
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much, Doctor. Actually, on the ground, you have been facing that challenge whereby you invite someone for a meeting and that person asks you for transport, yet you are giving out information, which information is quality, and you have put in for that person to have that meeting or participate. So what we have been doing is to make these youth sit down, train them on mindset change, and tell them the reality, what is on ground. Actually, telling them that you have been saying that you are the leaders of tomorrow, and this time you are the solution providers of today. And tomorrow is today, and tomorrow will never come. So you need to start now, sacrifice what the little you have, not only resources, but time. Sacrifice your time to listen to what we are telling you so that you can change your mind and also carry out the activities you are training you. For example, the skills you have been training them on solar dryers. You have been giving them some time, telling that though there is no money, but if you gain the skill and become a guru in it, become an expert, you'll be invited on many forums, you'll be invited by many smallholder farmers to make for them dryers, to make for them, to train them in value addition. That only having that skill is money, because having that skill, you're going to link to many groups of farmers, you're going to link to many fellow youth, telling them what you can do apart from the degrees you are having or the knowledge you're having of class. Then here you have the practical part of it. But remember, time runs out quickly. You were youth, but next time you are no longer youth. We are wasting a lot of time and doing nothing, saying that there is no money, yet we can do something on ourselves, volunteer our skill, and also share with others. Thank you very much. Back to you, Doctor.
Time is running out, and there is this African proverb that says, where you will sit when you are old will show where you stood in youth. I will now bring on Simon, and I will ask you the same question. The youth across the continent, and even in Nigeria, where you are, the language is the same, whether it is from East Africa to West Africa, North Africa to Central Africa and to Southern Africa. The youth are doing what they can do, but most of them do say that without money, they will not be able to make the first step. How can you be able to move this discussion forward? Or how are you moving this discussion forward with what you are doing? And what message can you tell the youth based on the lessons that you are learning, leveraging on innovative volunteerism? Over to you, Simon.
Okay, one key thing I always tell people is people always move to area where there is value and they don't move to area where there's money. And I gave my team when I was, you know, orientating my team before we started work. I gave them most of them were Christians, and I told them the parable of the prodigal son, where one of the child was given the whole money and he left. And when he squandered the money, he still came back to the father and the elder brother that was still doing the work where the money came from. So money is supposed to be an extra motivation. People move to where there is value. Once you have idea and you are pushing to make that idea a reality, you see that there's help coming from everywhere. It's my willingness to provide solution that got me to engage Dr. Munan, who has guided me so far under the platform of UNEP Bafosa. So the willingness to do a job, try to practicalize the idea you have and provide service and provide solution is what will attract money to you. It's what will attract guidance, mentorship. So you have to be willing, you have to be open, and you have to be ready. It's not just about money. Money, yes, money can help you do one or two things, but if they give you all the money in the world and you don't have ideas and you're not purpose driven, you will squander all of them and you'll not achieve anything. So you have to be willing, you have to be dedicated, you have to be committed and open first before money can aid you.
You have to be willing, you have to be dedicated. Esika, is this the message that young people are sitting out there wanting to hear, or it's not the type of message they want to hear? You have to be willing, you have to be dedicated before you can be able to make progress. That even if money is given to you and you are not willing and dedicated, that will not be able to make any difference. Do you agree? And if so, why?
I totally agree with what everyone has said so far, but this is just a little addition to that. The youth of today, they wait to get all the money they need to venture into an idea. And then those with the resources called money wait for those who has done something which is called result to invest their money into it. And this is just the divide which we have to be across board. We have those waiting to get the money and those waiting for results, and nothing is being done. The money is wasting and the idea is wasting. So only the few that are able to take up their initiative, take up their ideas and do something actually get the money. That's why you see out of 100%, less than 1% are those that are funded because they have results. And what people are looking for is results. Now, the youths are not ready to hear this message. Why? Because they are adamant. They want to get all the money they want at the platter of gold. And all they know how to do is to complain, is to see the negative things. Instead of them to use their little resources to pull together great amount of value and drive the little result they can, they just stay in the comfort zone complaining. And this is not the attitude innovative volunteerism is bringing and preaching out there. So whatever you have right now, start with it. If you can have a single impact, start with it. Why? Because the person with the money willing to invest in you is just looking for a certain amount of results which you are yet to gather or you are in the process of gathering. So starting, taking one step at a time is the goal. So don't wait till you get all the money before you start. When you should start is now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esika. wonderfully put. All of you have actually demystified the mindset that without money, nothing can be done. It's actually a fallacy. And there are comments that are streaming in, and those comments streaming in, I can see one from Marcel Desailly just reiterating exactly what I've said, that having a skill and perfecting it is value, which if you deploy, you will make money. And from Kenneth Karenju says, most youth look at the financial perspective of everything instead of the vast opportunities they are provided with. That it's important for you to understand the concept of sustainability leadership. Temi says, people will always align with a clear vision and a great leader. That I am sure that Deladem is a great leader. That's what Temi says. Surely you have found Deladem. Well, back to the discussion aspects. You guys have demystified innovative volunteerism, and I know that there are a lot of people who will understand it more through the actions you are doing, which I know you did give a snippet of what you were doing through the videos that were presented. But now I'd like to get to the details, just for you to briefly explain, just share the impacts that you are seeing with the work that you are doing. And I'll start off again with Steffi. Just share the impacts that are actually happening on the ground as a result of you applying innovative volunteerism. Steffi, over to you. That over this time that you have actually dedicated and retooled your skill, what has changed? And how has that change moved beyond you to touch a mother's life in your community?
Thank you very much for that question. So I would say that since I started engaging in innovative volunteerism, from my end, I have continued to retool my skills. I'm not where I am yesterday. And the reason why we keep on improving and getting new skills is because we get good feedback from the ground. For example, with the solar dryers that we have distributed to communities, you find women giving their testimonies telling you that now they no longer lose, especially during the COVID times where the economy was a little bit tough. Someone will tell you, because of this dryer, I've not lacked food to eat, because whatever I had dried, whatever I had saved is what I am able to consume and even sell. And I am also earning income from that. We've had testimonies from women like the Kaki Women Group who are doing greens, whereby they had even given up with farming until we brought about the dryers. And now they're able to dry their greens, turn them into powder, and sell them at a profit, whereby fresh greens go for 20 Kenya shillings and the dried ones go for 50 Kenya shillings. So they're making a profit of 30 shillings per kg. And not only that, even with the clean energy briquettes, women in business are telling you that they're really saving a lot of their income, and also looking at the health benefits. All these testimonies are what keep us going. They motivate us, because if you tell us today that this has benefit A, B, C, D, then we move on and improve, and also give it to the next community so that everyone around can benefit. And with this, we are seeing that food security has been enhanced. We are seeing the reduction of post-harvest losses, which has been a very big factor affecting food security, not only in Kenya, but in Africa. So it has been very gratifying to hear that all these solutions that we are creating are actually have impact to the people on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steffi. I'll move to David. What practical are we seeing on the ground? Yes, I know that you highlighted this, but what impact are the communities feeling? I can see a comment here from Olumide: communicate, communicate, communicate. You guys are communicating these solutions, and they're actually impacting and inspiring others out there. And to those who are listening, please drop a question or drop a suggestion or drop an idea. We will take that into consideration and bring it forth to our viewers. David, tell us what is happening in the Buganda Kingdom. How has innovative volunteerism impacted lives?
Thank you very much, Doctor. Actually, in Buganda Kingdom, innovative volunteerism is called Bulungi Wansi. So we started this Bulungi Bwansi, meaning innovative volunteerism, with the Buganda Kingdom CBS Pewasa cooperative groups, whereby we are seeing that post-harvest losses have been reduced mainly to the farmers who are growing cassava and vegetables. There have been not only post-harvest losses, but farmers have got they've got the confidence in mentioning the price for the product, whereby previously they couldn't even have that confidence of saying that I'm selling this product, I'm selling one sack of cassava to this amount. So we have started seeing this, and among the groups which we are training, and also food security. I will not leave out this because during COVID-19 lockdown, it was not good most in the communities. Many people went to the villages and to stay, but communities which had a solar dryer, they dried their food, and this food was consumed during the lockdown. So most of them, they couldn't keep their food because theft was rampant. So because of the solar dryer, they dried their food very fast and kept it in their granaries. And also, we have seen that women have changed in the way they save, increase in saving. Having sourced them from the Village Saving Allowance Association, since they have opened up these income generating activities of drying food using the solar dryer, they are selling it to Eba
Very
Foods.
important point. Very important point, David. And just a question coming in as you're speaking, and I want you to answer that as you're speaking. And I think maybe the listener didn't get it right. I think whether I know whether it's Temi, she's saying, how do you keep innovative volunteerism sustainable, and what kind of funds or support is available outside of Ibafos? I think you are debunking the mindset of money, and that is being asked. So how do you keep innovative volunteerism sustainable? Maybe you can answer that, and all of you, I will ask you all this as well, and your perspectives will be very, very instrumental. Yes, David, over to you.
Sustainability is something which we have to look up to, all of us, when we're implementing all the projects we are doing. But what I know, in the end, I know you'll find people, I know you'll find financiers, but what we are talking about, before even the inception of the project, one wants to get money and implement it. Yet he has not even planned, he has not conducted the feasibility study, he has not done even he doesn't know what to use that money for. Case in point, I've been interacting with youth who have been having the ideas. By the time they get money, when money comes, everyone disappears and they will not implement. So saying that money spoils ideas, or this means that when you make every time money fast, most of the activities will not be implemented, because one will tell you that without this, I will not conduct any activity, or not attend that meeting. Even a simple Twitter chat, one will say that I need money to buy data. Yet that is something which you can do it by yourself, because that's simple money which you can get from your pocket. Back to you, Doctor.
Wonderful, David. And I think what you said, this is very, very important. And I think we need to take this very seriously. The narrative is wrong out there, and it's quite very impressive to see you guys debunking this narrative. Money follows ideas. Money follows products. Money follows proven concepts. And you cannot prove a concept just by sitting and waiting for money. And if money comes up first, nothing will happen. Hence, the biggest sustainability is skilled human beings who are passionately doing what they are doing, so that whether there is money or not, it will continue. And that's what we are seeing with the work that you guys are doing in the Buganda Kingdom, to Nasarawa, to Ghana, to Kenya here, and across the entire continent. And so I would like to add to that part that the biggest sustainability is people. When actions are anchored on willing people, they will survive with or without money. But the good news is, when actions prove to work and the society and community buys in, that sustainability is guaranteed forever. And I can see a question being asked: what does it take for people to on board with innovative volunteerism beyond? Innovative volunteerism is you are told. The only thing it takes is your willingness to register and become an innovative volunteerism actor, and start doing what you can do and update, so that at least it can become part of the broader mainstream. Like you are seeing these young people who are discussing here today. Remember one thing: age is just a number. Young at heart is actually the underpinning factor of innovative volunteerism. Sim, what is happening in Nasarawa? And how are you debunking the myth that without money, things are moving? And what practical impact has happened?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mulang. So what we have done in Nasarawa is really overwhelming. We have demystified a lot of myths that have been going on in the mind of youth, and not only youth, in the minds of most people. Because from our work, we have been able, to take a climate action and climate action solution to the grassroots. A lot of times, most of these climate action solutions we hear are theoretical, where they discuss in conferences and in classrooms and in board meetings, and that it ends there. But what we have done is to take this action down to the community. We've partnered with traditional institutions and the governments of the day over there in Nasarawa. So in the community, we produce fuel briquettes in the community, and members of the communities are keen into this by bringing their agricultural waste, which we turn into briquettes and return to them. Has this has a large and massive impact because it's substitutes charcoal and also reduces the felling of trees in Nasarawa. Also in the academia, we've partnered with the Nasarawa State University, where data from our work are being compiled, analyzed, and collated, and also shared to inform curriculum and climate entrepreneurship in the school, which currently they are beginning to teach them climate entrepreneurship in the school. So that's another plus for us. And also we have a lot of schools, professors, and academic students coming over to our center to see what we are doing. These are things they teach them theoretically in school. They only hear of briquettes, they only hear of solar dryers, they only hear of all these ecosystem-based adaptation approaches, but it ends in their books and in their textbooks. But this is what they come to our center to see, and they participate, and a lot of them want to learn. Also, there's also market engagement and socio-economic development. Now we train youths to, take climate action. We provide opportunities for them. They begin to market and distribute fuel briquettes, cassava flour, biofertilizer, and all these are produced using local materials and using things that are found around them. So the work we have been doing has a massive impact that has even overwhelmed us that started it. We didn't know it would go this far because we just started by, trying to use our ideas, being guided, engaging Dr. Munang and other people on Twitter, and today we are here, and the impact is massive, and we are very grateful for expanding.
A journey of 1,000 miles, Simon, starts with a step, as they say. And there is a question that is popping up here from Axel Desailly. To what extent is community uptake of solutions a game changer? So what are you seeing with the community? And I think David did allude to this. He alluded to this, the power of community. How are you seeing the power of community in terms of buy-in to the solutions you are bringing, making a difference in their lives, as well as bringing climate action solutions to scale?
So the community is the first place where I think to really drive climate action, we have to engage the community, especially the grassroots. So over there, we work with the community. We have a center where they come to dry their products, and also we link them to people to buy their products. Now the community knows that instead of littering the place with their agricultural waste and their bio waste, they bring it to us in exchange for clean energy cooking briquettes. So this is now the community engaging in climate action willingly because it benefits them. You just don't tell them don't cut trees. But if you're not cutting trees, what solution are you giving them? Because most of the trees they cut is to cook. So this briquettes now is offering them that solution, and the community are feeling it. Now every day they call like, I have so and so waste, I have this waste, I have this agric waste. When can I bring it, and how many bags of briquettes can I get? And in this exchange that we've been doing, also helping cut down emission massively, and also driving to Nigeria indices. So this is the community at the grassroots who sometimes do not have television and data to be engaged in the discussion that happens in the urban area about climate action, engaging practically in climate action without them even listening or going to the city centers to engage in conferences and meetings. They're doing it practically at the communal level.
Thank you very much, Simon. Deladem, what is happening in Ghana? What practical impacts have happened, and how do you ensure that there is sustainability? Because the point is, you've heard, sustainability needs to be anchored on people. How are you addressing this leveraging on innovative volunteerism in Ghana? Over to you, Deladem.
Thank you very much for that question, Dr. Manan. I would go back to the point where one of the comments has been that, I mean, ideas don't bring money, but money doesn't bring ideas, but ideas do bring money. And the most important element that all of my colleagues have reiterated is the fact that when you build solutions, when you anchor solutions on people who are willing to be involved in the change process, and the biggest motivation is not money, is likely that the solutions will always be ongoing with or without money. And sustainability in this should I say in our industry, as in innovative volunteerism industry or climate change industry, is quite assured in the sense that communities are parts of the solutions process. They are part of they face the problems and they are part of the solutions that we are coming up with. So we are not coming up with solutions that are very ambiguous to these people. These are things that they would before see as big deals. So one of the people that we've worked with since we started making Briquette is one woman who, you know, sells a lot of cassava. So before she pays to dispose of her cassava peels, sometimes 10 bags of cassava peels, sometimes 8 bags, sometimes 11 bags. And she's always had issue, having to pay for that. Now we come in and say that, you know what, we'll just come and pick your cassava peels and then we turn it into fuel briquettes and we'll give you a piece of that. And that alone has become an impact. And for her, it's become an encounter where she doesn't even need to bother or think about how she's going to dispose of her cassava peels, because at the end of the day, a Bapreneur Solutions Ghana or Deladem and his team will come and collect them. Now, the other aspect is that sustainability can also be assured in the sense that cassava will always be grown, peels will always be there, and in as much as statistics have even proven about 60% of Ghana's population still depend on wood fuel. So what that means is, if we are telling people to lean off charcoal, which is people cut down trees to make, then it means the alternative solution you are providing should be one that should be a better option in terms of health, reducing indoor pollution. 3, it should be 2, it should be cheaper. That is, the alternative for the charcoal should be cheaper. And 3, it should also be an avenue where they are even having to turn waste into something useful. So what this impact has brought is, we have also with a gradual process, or by a gradual process, been able to change people's mindset. People who had nothing, or they didn't understand what briquettes were. They didn't understand that we could actually turn cassava peels into cooking fuel, have now come to the realization that, okay, I can now have briquette from waste material, and that means that I can stop worrying my head over charcoal from wood. And so I think that the first impact is the
Very good
mindset,
point, Deladem.
and people are now open to
Yes.
use briquettes more. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Very good point. And there is a question that I would like you just to add to answer that, and colleagues will also answer. How do you convince communities to abandon their old ways and embrace climate action solutions? For example, a lot of people are used to using charcoal. It's free. They can cut down trees. They can go harvest the firewood, come and do so. So what are you doing exactly to ensure that the communities embrace that solution? Because there is always this mismatch in terms of what people are used to and what is coming up new. Even if it is cheap or free, people always like to go back to their old ways, and we are seeing this across the continent. So if you can throw some highlights there, that would be helpful. And I will ask the same question to all the colleagues as well.
Thank you very much for that question once again. So what I'll say is the truth is, like Simeon from Nigeria said, if you are asking people to, stop cutting down trees to make charcoal, are you providing an alternative? If yes, okay, then it means that they can actually now know that they have an option. Now, what we are doing in that regard is we are giving out briquettes to testers, people who are testing them, so they can use and actually come out with testimonies and say that okay, I've used charcoal and I've been using charcoal for this while, and now I've tested briquettes, and this is how the briquettes work, and I can say that they burn longer. They produce little to no smoke at all, which is, I mean, it's from the Ghana Health Service. It's estimated that about 1,400 people die from indoor pollution. So if we are going to be able to make an impact, it means that once people start using briquettes and can now say that okay, it emits less fuel, it means we are going to be reducing indoor pollution deaths. We are going to be reducing, if the cost of the briquette is cheaper than charcoal, we are going to be reducing the amount of money mothers will spend in cooking. So what this means that it has a socio-economic impact. It's not just a societal or a social issue or something we are addressing. It's a climate issue that has a potential of economic impact on the mother health impact. So I think that these prospects are the things that have opened the minds of people to want to, embrace the usage of briquettes in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deladem. I think for those our viewers who are watching in today, you could see on the bottom of your screens the way to join innovative volunteerism, and it's very clear. Go to www.innovativevolunteerism.ebafosa.org and you sign up and know that only you can voluntarily volunteer yourself to action. It's as simple as that. Isaac, how are you overcoming this challenge of communities embracing, because you've engaged eateries, you've engaged restaurants, and they're picking up briquettes. How did that happen, and what is the feedback you are getting?
Thank you so much, Doctor. And of course, adding from what other colleagues have said, our actions come with value proposition. So our value proposition is if I'm using briquettes, how much money do I spend? If I'm using firewood or charcoal, how much money do I spend? And they weigh. So from our experience, our clients say uh, they are able to save percent of the amount of money they could use when they are using charcoal or when they are using briquettes. So sorry, when they are using firewood. So so they find value in using briquettes. One, briquettes burn longer. Two, briquettes are smokeless. And three, they can save money. So you find the value proposition and of course adding to what what other colleagues said about the the contribution of community to sustainability. Communities have cultures. So when you bring a solution to the community, you introduce it to them, and they find value with it, they embrace it, and it becomes part of their culture. So if so, as of you in Uganda now, the people we have engaged say they like if we sample 10 people, we give them briquettes, 7 of them turn up because they find they find it as a better alternative for them. So it is all about value we present, and it has materialized into something impactful, and that is how we have also attained sustainability. Yes.
Dr. Richard, you are on mute. We cannot hear you.
Isaac, did you hear my question? The question I did ask was, how do you tap into the process to allow impact happen at the community? It's Peter Wandara asking this question. How
beg your
do I
pardon?
tap into this process?
I beg your pardon?
There is a question that Peter Wandara has asked. How do I tap into this process to allow me impact my community in the countryside? What can you tell Peter?
Yeah, so thank you, Peter, for your question. So you tap into this by scanning your community and looking at what the people's needs are. That is what we call like people-centric approaches. What do people need? What are their experiences? And how can you improve the experiences? If you base on those two aspects, then you are able to design better, and people will embrace what you tell them, and you will create an impact, definitely. Because if someone is drying their products for 14 days, and then you provide a solution that helps them to dry their product for 4 days, then that is an impact already. That is an impact to them, and it will be part of their culture. They'll be like, I can't go back to the way I used to do things. I can now adopt this new culture, and at the end of the day, you realize your impact.
Absolutely, and thank you very much for that answer. And Olumide from Nigeria is asking, Olumide Edu, who is actually a very, very vibrant youth innovative volunteerism actor, is asking, what will be the message to upcoming young people in local communities? Isika, you are very active, and one thing that you've demonstrated as a youth is that you can be able to work with like-minded youth. How did you come up with the team you have, and how did you manage to build the application you have done through the spirit of innovative volunteerism? Please explain and also provide your thoughts on how we can be able to engage many young people. Just imagine that this show today is streaming in YouTube, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, on Twitter, but many will not watch it. This is free, and then they will complain. How can you use your experience of how you leverage innovative volunteerism to debunk this myth, and also explain what you've done under innovative volunteerism? Over to you, Isika.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor, for that awesome question. And one thing how we can leverage youth is by engaging with them. Okay. One truth which I find out is there are willing people who are waiting for structural guidance and mentorship. But due to being among the wrong pairs of people, they are unable to get the right information because we are having a live online and many youths who are in need of this are not tuning in. That shows the right information is not getting to the right place. So there is need to enlarge the scope of influence. So what I did practically was very simple. I spoke with my network first to find out who are the willing youth in my network. Because if you want to impact the world, it has to start with your network and it has to expand. So after doing this, I identified potential talents who are interested in investing their skill in solving problems and then turning this problem into solutions. And you would have heard from others on innovative volunteerism. It has to do with community-based service. Others are making solar energies and so on. If you are out there and you have ICT skill and you are thinking, oh, I don't have the energy, effort, and the skill to make solars, but I want to be part of this, you can use your ICT skill. Everything you have can be used to solve problems and solutions. So this is how to tackle this. Speak to your network, gather the willing youth, identify a problem, solve this problem, and then reach out to the community. And it will amaze you how many people will embrace this problem. How many people will embrace the solution, sorry. And this is how to do it. And we are doing it here in innovative volunteerism, even in Nigeria. You can replicate this over there because innovative volunteerism is a tool that can be used anywhere. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Esika. And there is this question that is being asked by Marcel Desailly here, and it's a question that actually is very, very important. How important is self-discipline? And this question, all of you will have to answer this question. How important is self-discipline? Because there is this behavior that things can just happen out of the blues, regardless of whether you are prepared or you've retooled your skill. How important is self-discipline to your actions? And how do you remain self-disciplined to win off naysayers? You're starting up and say, hey, there's no money. You are wasting your time there. Oh, you are in that thing called innovative volunteerism? No, that thing will not bring you anything. How have you went off these naysayers who always never see anything happening without money? How have you handled that, Isika?
Okay. What I would say is know what you are in for. That's just the truth. So you need to have a drawing board even before emerging in solutions and advocating for climate action problem. You need to have a drawing board. Okay, what is your vision? What is your goal in the long run? And ensure that you stay close to this vision. Even when there are naysayers, one thing you should understand is that consistency pays, and that's just the truth. Now, the results won't be spontaneous, it won't happen rapidly, but it's gradual. And before you know it, those who are negative about this will come back in the future to celebrate you that, oh, you are able to endure and you're able to climb this height. How did you do it? Come and mentor me. And this is just how it is. So ensure that you are internally motivated. You are always looking at the vision and you are looking at the impact you've made little by little, and keep going one step at a time. And before you know, you're going to achieve your goal. So this is how to do it. Thank you once again, Doctor.
Excellent, excellent. Steffi, how are you winning off naysayers that you cannot do anything without money? Because this is really, it's an attitude issue. And as Marcel Desailly is asking here, how are you able to keep self-discipline and not steer off from what is supposed to be done just because people are saying it cannot be done? How have you handled this?
Thank you very much for that question. I think, first of all, you need self-discipline is very important. Without self-discipline, you cannot do anything. You need to time yourself. You need to know what exactly am I doing this, and why exactly am I doing it. So when you have the right mindset, as I mentioned before, and you know the reason as to why you're supposed to do something, then immediately self-discipline also comes in. It is one of the virtues that you need to have. If you need to do something and something good, something that is going to show results, then you have to have self-discipline. And what I would say about the naysayers, I think the reason as to why I'm still continuing is because I know why I am doing what I am doing. I know why I am engaging in being a solution provider. So what you need to do is keep focus. You need to be focused on what you're doing and be passionate, because people are always going to talk. People are always going to discourage you when you're doing something new that people don't know anything about. That there will always be people who are there to discourage you, but you need to keep your focus. And that is what I do. I stay focused on what I am doing because I am seeing the bigger picture. And once you get into what you're doing and people come and see it, they're like, oh, wow, so this is what you are actually doing. And I'm like, yes, this is what I was doing. And people would tell me, you're a woman. Why are you doing this? And to those naysayers who tell me that.
Steffi, actually, Temi is just saying that she is cheering you because you are a great example to other women, and that keep up the good work. Please continue.
Yes, thank you, Temi. So as I was saying, people would ask me, why are you doing this? You're a woman. Why are you engaging in work that looks manly? And what I say is that creating solutions has no gender roles. We all have we all have to create solutions. These problems don't dictate that this problem goes to men, this problem goes to women, but we all face more or less the same problem. So it is our role, whether you're a man, a woman, a child, an old person, it is our role to create change and to act. Thank you.
Yes, to create change and to act. And David, I will bring you back to this conversation on this aspect of self-discipline. In my opening remarks, I said the new perspective is to tap to human capital. And Africa's youth are Africa's powerhouse. If there's no self-discipline, how do you achieve this potential to implement climate action? And how are you instilling this self-discipline to make sure that you move forward with innovative volunteerism and implement? And how have you managed to keep away naysayers? No money, nothing is happening. If money no day, nothing no go happen, as they say in Pidgin English. In Swahili, they say, hakuna mpesa, hakuna kazi. How are you handling this?
Thank you very much, Doctor. One thing I'll mention is listening to guidance. What I urge the youth to do is you need to get a mentor. When you have grown up, you need to get someone whom you look up to, so that you can get good mentors who can help you so that you can be successful in this world. When you don't get mentorship and listen to guidance, nothing you will achieve. And another thing is not to listen to people who put me down. And this is what I tell my fellow youth and my fellow team, that every time you listen to these people, they will keep on putting you down. When they're not seeing money, when they have not achieved what they want quick things. And remember, there is no gain without pain. You have to feel the pain. You have to sacrifice your small resources you are having, your time, you have to sacrifice most of the activities so that you can concentrate and carry out climate action solutions and also provide trainings to other people. Most times we do even...
A very important point, David, and as you are speaking, a question pops up on what you mentioned. How important is a mentor to innovative volunteerism? Since you brought up that point, can you elaborate further how important a mentor is to innovative volunteerism to inspire many across the continent? Over to you, David.
This is excellent. This is excellent. Because one thing you must know, I, David, have reached where am I due because of a mentor. The reason why these mentors are very important, they will tell us, they will show us the career path which we have to do. And also they will tell us which skills we need. And also as a youth, you will know that I need to engage myself in this training so that I can gain this skill. Also, these people they help us to become confident in what we are doing. Without a mentor, everyone will be putting you down. Remember, you'll not be having enough money to implement your project, to implement your activity, even talk about your activity. But this person will motivate you, come up. You know, the power of innovative volunteerism helps to encourage you, come up with this skill and also help other people. So these are some of the roles of a mentor. But also, to go back on what I was explaining, attitude. So many times I tell my fellow youth and also fellow innovative volunteers that without a good attitude towards work, towards your mentor, towards your activities you are conducting, towards even your parents, and you know, some of our mentors are parents because they act as the father figure. They want you to prosper instead going down. I'll give an example of a footballer. Many whites, when they come to Africa, they will pick the talents. This is mostly in West Africa. But when you see a fellow African, they will just put you down. Even a small mistake you have made in the pitch, people will start abusing you. So this is when so the spirit of innovative volunteerism picks up someone from where he is, they raise you and help you. They put a ladder for you to climb until you achieve your goals, your objectives, and until you implement your project or activity you want to do in the society. So I'll urge everyone to join the innovative volunteerism spirit because you'll change your life, you change society, and also change your community. Thank you very much. Back to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, David, for that elaboration. Deladem, how do you keep away naysayers, given the fact that innovative volunteerism is new, and the mentality that we see across the continent is that without money, nothing can happen? And I say it without any fear of contradiction because you people are affirming it. I'm not the one saying it. You are affirming it, and you are facing these challenges, and you are devising means to win this off. So how are you handling this? And to the point that David mentioned, the importance of a mentor, and how have you been mentored?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Munang, for that question. I'll start off with, I think I wouldn't say I stole, but I caught this quote from you. You have always said that people do not always want to be a part of the process. They would only want to be a part of the product. And going through the process is like putting metal through furnace, like a hot furnace. At the time when it's burning and you need to beat it, like, because it's in a furnace, it's covered. So once it's burning and it's going through all the turning and tossing, and then you're done and you put it in the water and you hit it, you beat it till it goes to that shape. Nobody's really there. Nobody sees that. And that goes to affirm what we are all saying, or what all my colleagues are saying. Like, when we started this whole thing, myself and my team, like, every time people see you and they're like, what is a degree holder doing going around collecting sawdust, collecting cassava peels? Like, really, you don't know what to do or what? So I think that Steffi has reiterated that fact. Is the ability, or is that satisfaction you get knowing that you are not complaining, but you are solving a solution. And by solving that solution or creating that solution, you don't even need, or you don't have to have a certain amount of money. You don't have to have a certain amount of resources to be able to address or create that solution. Now, to go back to the mentorship aspect, and so for me and my team, it's not really about what these people say. It's about what we see in the end. And that is why it is important to have a mentor. So a mentor is basically someone who has to be, they have been there, they have done it, they've gone through the furnace, so they knew how it felt when things were getting difficult. And so when you have a mentor, or once you have a mentor, he's going to anticipate that at this point you are, you are prone to face these challenges, and he will tell you how to go about it, how he went about it. It might not be like a one fits all approach, but I'm sure that his experience, as in how he went through it, is going to definitely be able to add one or two things to you, and you'll be able to know that, okay, the journey is not going to be soft, it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be comfortable. Sometimes it might even look like
that's a good point there. It's not going to be comfortable, and that's the truth. And innovative volunteerism is all about structured guidance. So how have you taken this, given the fact that it's not always going to be comfortable, because you have to do things, you have to make sure that at least you get yourself trained, you need to follow the guidance. How have you overcome that, and how has a mentor played a role there?
I think the most important thing for me and my team has been the spirit of humility and readiness to learn. Because I myself and my team are always open. Like, we share ideas with each other. And we might not have all been privileged to have access to the same level of education, but when you come together, and I'm sure, Dr. Munang, you've encountered my team, and when you come together and we are conversating, we are putting ideas together, there is nothing like this one has a degree, this one has a diploma, this one this one that. No, we are all humble people, humble young people who are come together on the basis of saying that, okay, we have different skills, and so we are going to, the things that we don't know, we are going to learn from the people that know them, and then bring them on board together. So the most important ingredient has been humility, readiness to learn, and listen to guidance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The humility, key aspect of everything, just like self-discipline, that is key. Simon, how have you been able to handle naysayers in the course of undertaking innovative volunteerism, and how has self-discipline play a part? And then to the question of mentor, how has mentorship helped you build your skills up to where you are today? Over to you, Simon.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Munang. I think I want to start with throwing more light on the mentorship aspect. Well, to me, mentorship is like a pathway and a guiding light to unlocking and tapping into your potential. It's just like a newborn baby that has been given birth. There are very different stages before you become an adult. You know, you have to crawl, you have to walk, you have to eat, you have to suckle breast, and all these stages you're being guided by your parents and sometimes members of your community to make you, to turn you into the person you'll be. It's the same way with mentorship. A lot of us have these potentials. A lot of us are confused about even what we want to be, our career path, and every other aspect of life. But mentorship is like this guideway. It's like you're walking in the dark, and then a mentor comes with a light to tell you, okay, you take here. This is the right way to follow. This is the wrong way to follow. If you go this way, you will achieve this. So that is how I see mentorship. It is very important. It is very key, and everyone has to be guided. Over here at Innovative Volunteerism, we are being structurally guided to take actions, and the guidance of one action leads to the success and achievement of other actions and also expansion of other achievements. I don't know if people get my point. Yes, you've been guided to take an action that leads to the success of that particular action, but also expands and creates room for other achievements to come in. That is how important a mentor is. So, on the basis of the question of self-discipline, what I always believe in, or what I tell my team, is you need to have a positive mindset. First of all, you have a vision, work and try to drive that vision. A great man, I tap this from a great man that says, "You alone can drive your own vision," and that is Dr. Muna. And he said, "You alone can drive your own vision." So you need to have a vision, you need to work on achieving that vision, you need to drive that vision, and then you need to work with the willing, be constant, and you research, and you need to grow and expand on whatever knowledge you have or whatever activity you're doing at the time. You're making a solar dryer, like a cabinet size that can take just 2 kg, and then you need to expand and think, okay, the near future, how do I make a dryer that can serve up to like 1 ton, 2 tons? That's about 2,000 kg, and then that is you growing, and then you're being guided all the way by a mentor, to achieve that. And then you need to be open to learn and also know that you fail along the way sometimes, but you should be willing to pick yourself up when you fail. And why you should know that you should fail, also know that you can try not to fail and still achieve same results. So say be your own cheerleader. You cheer yourself. There will always be naysayer. Even when you are the best at what you do, there'll be that one person that is not satisfied. There's one person that believes you can do more, even when they are doing nothing. So, say if you're not invited to the table, you bring your own table. Sometimes when people criticize you, you don't just see them as bad people. You accept all criticism. You pick the ones you have to learn from. You ignore the ones that will bring you down, and then you grow. The key is a positive mindset, willingness to learn, work with the willing. Very important, because even the people you are working with can be those to bring you down. So you need to work with the willing, and also ignore naysayers, most importantly.
Work with the willing, that's really the keyword um, uh, that you have highlighted there, Simon. Isaac, how are you handling this aspect of working with the willing and making sure that naysayers don't actually muddy your way? Tell us how you're handling this, leveraging on innovative volunteerism to drive climate action. Over to you, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you so much for this question, Doctor. Naysayers, we only look at the vision. The vision is always brighter, and when you look at the vision, then you ignore anything that can be meant to bring you down. So it is all about holding the vision, holding the dream, because there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Much as things can turn out to be hard at the beginning, anyway, we have to take it that the world is not a celebration place, We are not here to celebrate because challenges evolve, challenges come in now and then, but we have to be so strong. So working with the willing, you just identify someone who has a shared vision. Does that person really have the passion? Does his passion or his vision auger into your own? Then you identify the points of contact where you can cooperate and you drive work forward, and you achieve the impact you want, and you see results coming in. So basically, I hold the vision. That is the most important thing. Then I find people who have a shared vision or have the same passion. Then I move ahead with them. We find a
That's
way
a very
of
important
moving.
point, Isaac, that you have brought up, and there is a question that came in just now on how do you build a team of like-minded persons to work with? Because this word teamwork is usually uh, mentioned in a very it's like a boss word. How practically is this, and how do you build that? I mean, very briefly. And if on and
Yeah,
also
sure.
on a scale of 0 to 100, I would like to understand from you how important is a team to you. So there are two questions here. How do you build a team of like-minded persons to work with? And on a scale of 0 to 100, how important is a team to you? Because like what Simon said, if you get people who are not like-minded, they will pull you down. So how do you go ahead with it?
Great, thank you very much. So to build a team, you basically look at what is it that this person is up to, and what is it that they can do, and what is that they want to be. So when you assess those aspects, at the end of the day, you're able to identify, this person can be a potential person that I can bring up on the team. And of course, you also look at the rigidity or the level of flexibility that person has. Some people are so rigid that they cannot undertake new things, or they cannot adopt new things. It's like it comes back to the narrative we are looking at. Someone has studied maybe marketing, but they want to be stuck in marketing forever. They don't want to explore some other options, and at the end of the day, you find they fail to progress further. So the team, you look at different aspects which are relevant to what you want to do, and at the end of the day, you have your team built. On the scale of 100%, I look at team. Work is driven forward by uh, up to 95%, because you yourself as the team leader, you contribute something small, because you can't do a lot of things alone, because we all know that when you're alone you can move fast, but when you're many you can move for a longer distance. So that is how I look at the team as a key, as something key in as far as driving work forward is concerned. And I'm sure each and every one of us has a team they work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Isaac, everyone has a team they work with, and I think the common denominator here is working with the willing.
Yes.
Because without working with the willing, who buys into the vision that things need to be done with or without money, and that we need to develop passion and self-discipline, it might be quite very, very difficult. And this is coming out very clearly. Isika, over to you. And then after that, I'm going to break into a different stream of discussion. How have you managed to keep your team together? And let me ask it this way. And to what extent has your team been a negative or a plus, or either way?
Okay. I would say we wouldn't have gotten to where we are right now. That is the final stage of the app without a team. Yeah, this is just the truth, because it would have taken myself quite longer learning a particular skill, upskilling it. The essence of the team is being an addition to you. For example, you know how to make solar dryers, your team know how to make briquettes. Now, that's just teamwork. Now you know how to market, your team know how to program. That is teamwork. So your team will come as a plus to you, definitely, if they have different skill sets to complement yours and to complement each other in the team. So this is very crucial while looking out for a team. Know the specific skill you are looking for, which is missing right now. Then go in search of that skill. Find those who are willing to join, who are like-minded with the vision, and who wants to see this through. And with structural guidance and mentorship, now these people will be guided to achieve results. And at every moment, celebrate small wins, as this is very crucial. So this is very important, and a team is very, very important. I would say a team is 100% important because they serve as your motivation, they serve as a drive, and also they make the work faster and even less stressful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Esika, for those points. And now I'm going to break into an aspect that you have touched, but it's one that we cannot come to the end of this show without touching. Out there, we have free information. In public domain, you will see innovative volunteerism. You go to YouTube, you will see the work that you people are doing. Why is it so difficult for people to become innovative volunteerism actors? And what message do you have for them? I would like to start with you, David.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that question. And actually, I'll start from this saying. It's not a saying, but I'll mention something. When Jesus came to the world, not everyone joined Christianity. Many people refused, ran away. They said Jesus was deceiving, he wasn't the Son of God. Up to today, many people believe he's not the Son. But you have to know that innovative volunteerism, the model has come, it's now a concept, we are implementing it and we are walking the talk, and people are seeing it walking the talk, but people still are not believing in us, in what we are doing. They're just saying, maybe you are doing other things, what? But remember, not everyone will join you in society. If you get the few of people whom you join with and who will get your concept, love it, implement it, work with you, then I see at least have an impact. So where I stay, at least we have a number of youth who have joined us. And other youth who had refused to join us, they are seeing from these youth who are making solar dryers, drying mushrooms, using a solar dryer. They have started their own organizations of selling mushrooms, which is added value on, and also selling powder. But the essence is innovative volunteerism. So many people will not join us at first, but in the end, they will join us. Most of the people, we have different minds in society. We have to first see people acting. A human being wants you to act first and see you that you have benefited or you are impacting society, there is a change in society, then they will come up. It's not every time that when you do something, everyone will join you. Remember, many people spoil ideas, and it's not very good to have many people on you. You have to study them and understand, to have a good team, to know that these people will work with me, even if I don't have the resources, even if I have the resources, they will be available. That means that will be a going concern. Remember, innovative volunteerism, the end product is creating climate action solution enterprises, whereby you are providing a solution to society and you are getting some money in your pocket. When they see the money in the pocket, they will come. Yet you have already moved, you have got other people with bigger minds, you want to expand, yet they will start where they stopped. So it's better to have the people who believe in you, even if we don't have many people on our team, but believing in someone is the greatest thing. Thank you very much. Back to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, David. Money follow ideas, and when you start to put more money in more pockets, you will see more money flocking towards you. What an amazing way to put it together. Isaac, why can't people love to be part of a process? Why is it that we see people loving to be part of a product? How do we debunk that mindset, Isaac?
Yes, that mindset can be you know I don't know how to say it, but that kind of mindset is so toxic. You find people want to eat the cake, but they don't want to participate in the cake baking. But it is always good to be part of the process. It is always good to to also be hardworking. You find you have something to contribute to what is being done. So I urge fellow youth that we need to add value. We need to find a way of also being productive. We don't have to be at the receiving end, but you have to be at each and every segment of creating resources, of creating value, so that at the end of the day, each one of us benefits. Because if you want to be part of the product, then you're a burden. You're actually a failure if you want to only be part of the product. So let us be willing to have a contribution in each and everything that is needed, in each and everything that is to be done to realize progress, to realize the output and the results. Back to you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Isaac and Simon. Why are people not willing to be part of the process, but they are more excited to be part of the product? And this is a big underlying challenge in the continent because Africa's youth are Africa's powerhouse. Truth. But why are the challenges not being solved? Because what you guys are demonstrating is that if you just retool your skill, you can take agricultural waste into briquettes. You can learn to fabricate solar drive. And these are what the informal sector that constitute the bulk of the continent need. Why is this not happening? And how do you think what you guys have learned through innovative volunteerism can debunk this myth? Over to you, Simon.
Thank you, Dr. Mulang. I think just like Isaac and just like David and just like Beladen and everybody is saying, a lot of people, especially the African youths, are not interested in the process. They all just want to partake in the product. Everybody wants to hear the success story. You know, it's just like some people don't have this positive mindset to things. Like when they see billionaires, they say billionaires are not just born in one day. Some people are born billionaires and then they grow up being poor. Some people are come from a very poor background, but they work hard through different stages of life and they make it. So a lot of people, especially the youth, especially in all spheres of what is happening in Africa, are not interested in the process. Put on to vote, but they complain when the leaders are bad. They put on to engage in innovative volunteerism. But then when you take up these steps, you make bold changes, you approach this, and you start achieving results. And they try to come close when the results are already made and want to enjoy the fruit of the labor, and then you tell them no, and you try to put them aside and enjoy with those that work with you. They still go back to the same thing and complaining how those that are successful don't want to help those that are not successful. But when they want you to work towards the success, they don't want to work, which is very bad. So I think it's the same thing we are all saying. You work with those who want to work with you through different stage, and the key to debunking this is, I think, it's always our mindset. Have that mindset change and just have that mindset that you need to work for whatever you eat. I think even religious books always tell us this. You have to eat from the labor of your hands, you have to eat. So I think everybody needs to work, everybody needs to have that mindset to contribute to the achievement of anything you're doing. It's just like what I was saying with at the communal level, where some farmers are, not interested when we come to sensitize them about climate action. But then when a few people listen and they start bringing in their food waste and their bio waste, and we turn it into fuel briquettes, and then it saves them cost, they save more, there's less smoke and everything. When they enjoy this service, the others now try to come, and they don't just come because they want to give their waste to get fuel briquette. They try to tell you, okay, I want to be the sole person marketing this briquette for you. But there are people who have been in the process, and they just, because they have seen the benefits, those that have tested it, have told them how good this is, they will just want to come and take over the whole process. So
Absolutely,
what we
Simon.
try to
Just to that's a very good point you are making, and there is a hypothetical question that has come up here, which I would like to ask you, and in your concluding remarks, which we haven't come to that yet, which we are soon coming because we have to run up after I've gone around with this very question. If a so-called angel investor attracted by your product, whether it's solar dryer or briquettes, were to promise you maybe 2 million US dollars, what would you do now?
I think the
Do
idea
you
of innovative volunteerism is changing lives, and especially building up communities from the grassroots, to improving livelihoods. If an investor comes with such amount of money, I first of all try to weigh, to look deep into it. Just like I say, scan the environment. We'll see what are the potentials, how many youth can be
what do you
lifted
mean?
from this investment.
What do you mean by look deep into it? Maybe for this sake of understanding, you can elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I check at the communal level how many youths can be lifted from this. How can this help the community which I'm in? The people who have started this, the youth engage in this process. How can this affect them positively? How can this affect the community positively? Is this also driving the climate action I want to drive? Are they, investing for the sake of just making profit, or for the sake of changing lives, which is the I think the soul behind innovative volunteerism. So I think I would, like I said, I will look into it, look at all the developmental aspect of it first before I even consider it. And then I also consult my mentors and all those who have guided me from nowhere to be at this stage. So they should also look into it as expert, as climate action expert, as societal expert, environmental expert, for the all-round development of the African youth. How is this positive and beneficial to me and to the community at large? So I think that would be my first step, because I can
Thank
collect $2
you.
million and not achieve anything.
Thank you very much. Simon, I am really surprised in a positive way to see a youth give that kind of an answer. I think it's quite very rare to get that kind of an answer. This just goes to show the kind of mindset that you guys have developed uh, to focus on solutions, and the rest should follow solutions, not upfront profit or money coming without necessarily having something to do. And one thing you said, which are now going to move to the Ladem, it's about touching lives. And I believe the changing climate is inflicting a lot of pain on people. Crop failure, mothers are suffering, depending on charcoal, inhaling smoke that is not only causing their lungs to choke, but is plunging many people to really not able to pay hospital bills, but to suffer and not be able to put food on the table. The list goes on. So they are then building on what colleagues have already said. I will still ask you this question. What will you do given the fact that you are doing work and you are developing products? An investor brings $5 million. What will you do with it?
Thank you very much, Dr. Munang, for that question. I think that most of the times this is one of the biggest challenges that young people face, and it's normally a test of character and a test of would I say purpose, or what conceptualized your idea of wanting to be involved in the solutions process? Was it based on the fact that you just wanted to cash in get some money, or you truly wanted to make an impact. And then in making an impact, it will bring on board resources which could help not just you and the team, but be able to replicate that solution in other places. Be if it's one region you are working at the moment, how are you going to be able, or how's that resource going to be able to, you know, help expand and scale up the solutions? But that is not to go without saying that that is when or where the mentor or your mentor comes into play a role, because at this stages you might not know what to do, and you might think that, oh, should I do this, should I go there, should I take this amount of money and do this? So at this point, once you have a mentor available to you, all your confusions as to what to do next could be solved. And so that is why it reiterates the importance of having a mentor again. Now, like Simeon has mentioned, all of us involved or being guided on the precepts of innovative volunteerism have something in common, and that, I can say, is selflessness. Wanting to see a change without necessarily having money available to start with. And so I think that the premise on which we have started our individual, or the individual solutions we are doing across Ghana, across Nigeria, across Uganda, Buganda, and Kenya, it goes to say that it will not be a case where you would, sit somewhere and think that, oh, and an investor will promise the Laden $5 million, and he would start, losing focus on what he needs to do. And so for me, it's just an opportunity to be able to expand the solutions that we already engaged in, because I mean, once you have more resources, it means you can reach more people with the solutions. At the end of the day, you you are not an island. So you need ideas from your team, you need ideas from your mentor, and you even need ideas from my colleagues. So I can say, oh, Simeon, I've just received a proposal from this investor, and he's saying that he's going to offer me 5 million. What do you think we can do, even if not for the usage of just Ebapreneur solutions in advancing our work? How can that even support you from Nigeria, support Steffi in Kenya? And so all of it comes back to what is binding us on the concept of running ideas or creating solutions on innovative volunteerism. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deladem. And you've brought up the key pillar of innovative volunteering, which is selflessness. And what we see across the continent, sometimes people hide ideas because they think that they will be stolen. And I will now ask Steffi the same question, the hypothetical question: what if you were given 5 million today? And to what extent do you think that 5 million could have impacted lives if you did not have the spirit of selflessness? Unmute, Steffi.
Yes, sorry for that. Thank you very much for that question. So if I was given $5 million today, that is just resource to upscale on what I have been doing. Because as at now, when we look at the impact that we have, we're impacting small communities. But how can we impact a larger community at all? How do we upscale? So that is just an opportunity for you to do better, because there are few things that you have not done, or rather there are places that you have not reached yet. So I think having such kind of a resource is just a leeway for you to expand on the solutions that you have been creating, and not only in your country, but as Deladem has said, but you look at all the other innovative volunteers and all these other countries that are near you. How do you upscale the solutions that you're making in your country to all these other countries? Yes.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Esika, how do you see selflessness as the key pillar to take solutions forward, given that it is solutions and selflessness that drives the process that results into a product? And if money comes in, like the question I've asked order, If an investor is interested in your product and brings you 5 million today, how do you take that forward? And how do you combine selflessness?
Thank you so much for that. One thing is you must always go back to the drawing board. Okay, the first thing which is advised to be done is to checkmate the investor. Okay, if the investor ideas, if it's aligned with yours, because some people invest in a company in order to drive them beyond their product. For example, you're looking at impacting the community just like a social impact project, and you are charging them $1. An investor can come in, decide to give you a 5 million US dollars and ask you to raise the bars. That is the charge for the community to $10. And this will not become affordable because what they are looking at is profit. So you must checkmate this. And that's why it still boils down to selflessness. So know why you started the project in the first place. For example, innovative volunteerism matters. What we do is due to selflessness. So when this money come in, what you should be thinking about is consulting mentor, then looking at how to expand your impact to other countries, to those who are unable to get these resources at hand, because this money is just a resource for you to enlarge your scope of impact, and that is what you should do. And this is an advice to the youth out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Esika. I would now ask you for your last word. And before I get to that, if this was a political rally, we would have had millions of youth join in to listen to this logic that you guys are undertaking across the continent. But it's not a political rally. It's not an entertainment discussion in terms of music and others. And I'm in no way trying to belittle or downplay the importance of what I've mentioned. What is your last message, your last word to the young people who are watching on what should be priorities to build themselves beyond complaining? Over to you, Esika.
Thank you so much for the wonderful section on Dr. Richard. It's an honor to be here today. My last word to all the viewers out there is don't wait for resources before you start something. Start something now. Now is the best time to start. Now is the best time to make an impact. Now is the best time to become of value, which you want to be. So this is what you should do. Focus on imparting yourself, focus on transforming the lives of the community out there. And don't wait longer, because the more you wait, the more disappointed you become. So start now, start now, start now, and make sure you do something of value. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esika. To you, Steffi, what is your last message to those who are watching out there and still having that mindset that without money, I cannot do anything? What do you tell them?
One thing I'm going to tell the youth that are watching us today, first of all, I will tell you to stop complaining. Stop complaining and stop waiting for someone to create that change that you want to see. Yeah. You don't have to wait for money. You don't have to wait for that angel investor. You don't have to wait for manna from heaven. What you need to do is you need to be willing to learn. You need to avail yourself, you need to avail your time, you need to avail your skills, and you need to be selfless. You need to be selfless in that everything that you do has to have an impact to the rest of the community. So know that you are the change that you are waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steffi. Isaac, what's your message to the young people out there who are looking for jobs? They have degrees just like you guys have, and they want office jobs, white collar jobs. Nothing wrong with that. But for quite so long, it hasn't proven to work. What do you tell them?
For this insightful conversation and show. My last word to the viewers and particularly to the youth is be selfless, be passionate, and present value to the world. And at the end of the day, you transform yourself and you transform the community and the people around you. Let us be of great value rather than complaining and waiting for things that we are not sure about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Simon, what is your message to those watching and complaining day and night that government is not working for them, institutions are not working for them? What do you tell them? Over to you, Simon.
I would advise everybody to be purpose driven, just like the underlying motivation of innovative volunteerism, which is, inspiring purpose driven action in African Sovereign capital, which is the youth. We should learn to tap and leverage into what we have, our skills, our talent, our availability, which is most important. We should not just wait for everything to be served to us on a platter. We should always move towards the solution and not be at the end complaining. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon, and for those amazing words. David, what's your message to the young people out there who are watching and at the moment complaining that they're underprivileged and they cannot do anything? What do you tell them?
Thank you very much, Doctor, for organizing this. What I tell the young people is that you should not wait for the white man to come so that you can implement something. You should not wait for someone to tell you to do something. So you must, I urge them that innovative volunteerism is a safe place, confident place where you can implement your idea on providing climate action solutions to the women and the youth in the village and also in the community you are living. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. To you, Deladem, what is your last word to those who are watching across the continent today and the world at large? What do you tell them, especially the young people, to turn challenges to opportunities using what they have, not what they don't have? Over to you, Deladem.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monang. And first of all, I'd like to say a big thank you for all those who tune in to watch us and make time to pick up from you and all of us. My final words to every person or every youth out there will be that from Nigeria through Kenya to Ghana to Uganda to Buganda Kingdom, you have seen some sort of synchronization in the form of character, in the form of ideology, in the form of mindset, which means that to drive any sort of change, there needs to be a mindset change. There needs to be an individual decision to be committed to make a change. There needs to be that decision from a young person to say that I cannot know it all. I do not know it all. Let me readily avail myself to learn new skills. Let me readily avail myself to connect with other young people from other parts of the world and Africa. And finally, to say that I need a guidance or a guiding tool, someone to tell me that I need to do when I get to this point and I'm facing this sort of difficulty, I can be able to do it this way and have it work. So every young person out there has something to offer. Don't sit on your seat and say that I'm waiting for the government to come and give me this amount of money or X amount of money before I start something. Start something on your own. Make a solution. Start working that solution that you've been thinking about in your head. Once you move from step A to B, B to C, there's someone out there who is watching you. And you never know, before you realize, there will be angel investors coming from here and there, and that would even give you the bigger potential to be able to replicate that solution you are offering. And finally, I would like to say a big thank you to Dr. Richard Munang for this opportunity. On behalf of myself and the rest of my colleagues or innovative volunteerism actors from the rest of Africa, would like to say a very big thank you. I mean, you could use your time to do other things. You don't owe us any mentorship. You don't owe us any time, but you have taken it upon yourself to be readily available for us to ask you questions, even at odd hours. We send you emails and you respond. And we must say it's been a big privilege to have you mentor us, guide us, going through all the difficulties, and even chalk the little successes that we chalk. And I would like to also dedicate the recent award that Ebapreneur Solutions Ghana won, not only to myself and the team, but also to the youth out there, all of us. It is a win for all of us because once we win in Ghana, we have won in Kenya, we have won in Nigeria, we have won in Uganda, we have won in everywhere. And so my last few words are thank you, Dr. Munan, so much for the opportunity. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Daladem. Thank you, David. Thank you, Steffi. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Isaac. And thank you, Emmanuel Isika. You have listened and you have heard and you have seen. It's one word, passion, combined with two words, innovative volunteerism. It's now time for you to play a part because it's just as easy as you've seen. Bye for now. And it was a pleasure having this conversation with this team. Bye-bye.